Good morning. This is Steve Barnes, and I'm here with Morning Magic or Diamond Hour, whatever it is that we want to call this, where I'm meeting with you in the mornings, and it's been harder for me to do that. Came back from Manila, had COVID, you know, dealt with that, and now I'm getting back into my life. And so much to say, but in other ways, I have a lot less to say. It's fascinating. I'm at a different point in my life right now, and I'm talking to people who can hear me. And if you are doing the breathing, every hour, every 1 to 3 hours, you're stopping and taking 60 seconds of deep, slow diaphragmatic breathing. If you are using the magic formula, if you believe in equality, if you respect the three gates, I'm talking to you. Otherwise, you're just listening in on the conversations I'm having with other people, and you're welcome, but I'm not talking to you. So, one of the things that hit me, and God, I've got a new tea formula that I'm trying this morning. Tried it out yesterday too. Seemed to work pretty darn well. We will see. But it's a combination of early bird morning cocktail and this stuff called Focus Aid. I took half of one of these and a full dose of the morning cocktail. Pretty good. What I wanted to say is that I had a sense that this program that I put together primarily for myself and then had to think my way through in terms of teaching it to Jason, this combination of breathing and morning ritual and the magic formula, and the three gates and the three sinners, ancient child. For him, I added the High Performance Six, which I really liked from Brendan Burchard, and the RPM system that Tony Robbins put together. See, I'll pull things from all sorts of different places, every culture, every practitioner. But it hit me that I can look at it as look at this stuff and look at the magic formula specifically because I'm thinking about this as I get ready to write my book on the subject. It's cheat codes. It's almost not fair. If you use it, you're guaranteed to win. The trick is it's a little bit like saying if you can lift 100-pound object, you're strong because def, you've defined strong as being able to lift a 100-pound object. If you can follow the 5 steps of the magic formula, you have a certain amount of focus that most people don't have. But more importantly, it's sneakier than that. See, ultimately, all anybody wants is to be happy. Ultimately, what they want is to be, happy and joyful, out of pain. That sense of peace that they had in the womb, or perhaps in the arms of their loving parent, their loving mom. We're spending our lives trying to get back to that feeling. If the magic formula insists that every day we flood ourselves with gratitude, gratitude is the antidote for fear. You understand? It's the antidote for anger. It's the antidote for resentment, antidote for guilt. Gratitude heals all those things. So when the magic formula says, you have to have a map or model, you take daily action, one of those daily actions has to be flooding yourself with gratitude. You have a clear intention of where you're going to, and what you're doing is congruent with your being. It feels like an expression of who you are, such that every day when you do these things, for instance, if you're a writer, writing itself is the reward. It's fun to get published. It's great to get awards. It's wonderful to have paychecks because that allows you to support yourself. But the real reward is spending your life writing, being able to spend your time doing this thing that you love. If you're a writer. The same thing is true in terms of martial arts. The same thing is true in terms of being a lover. Being loving is its own reward. If you want additional rewards, then you see how being loving fits into the power beauty dynamic that allows you to attract people, for instance. But the gratitude part of the magic formula, if you just do that, Do you understand you've already won? That most people think that they will be grateful if they accomplish something. They've got it exactly backwards. Accomplishing is best done from a platform of already being grateful. If you are grateful for what you've gotten up until this point, it's easy to believe that tomorrow could be even better. If you can't think of anything to be grateful for in your past, why in the world would you believe that things could change? Because your entire experience is of being negative. So when you say that there is nothing that you've ever done to be grateful for, or nothing you've ever had to be grateful for, first of all, you're lying to yourself. You're not looking. What you're doing is you're discounting things like learning to walk and talk, learning to read. When you did those things, you were extremely happy. Now you take them for granted to the point that you literally look back over your life and say, I've never accomplished anything. You are dishonoring the child self within you. And it's the child self that's the problem solver that will come up with the answers you need. And just like in writing a story, living a life is a matter of looking at the issues, looking at the potential challenges, and coming up with answers while you're enjoying every step of the process. The magic formula then is the cheat code for success, because all you really need to succeed is to be happy. In one sense, that's true. The Dalai Lama said the meaning of life is to be joyful and of service. Okay? So that core thing, to be joyful, can be looked at that everybody, not everybody wants to be of service, and not everybody awakens to the fact that they want to be of service, but everybody wants to be happy. And even, oh, Grindhouse said, hey, what's up? About to do breathing, and I saw you. Great. How you doing, buddy? Every organism wants to be out of pain. Human organisms and advanced animals, more complex animals, can also experience joy. I mean, I don't know whether or not amoebas can experience joy, but they can certainly experience something that causes them to move away from a hot needle. Okay. So that's reasonable to say pain, move away from pain towards joy, to engulf a potential, little bit of protein. Is that joy? It is for us. It is for dogs and cats. It is for gerbils. Why not? I mean, is that being too broad? Is it anthropomorphizing? Some would say. I don't think so. I say that if all you really want is joy, and you can experiment with the idea that if you start with joy, you accomplish more. So you're thinking, well, I can't just be happy. I also have to do my work. I have to do this. I have to do that. But if you have to do work, the trick is, if somebody gives you a job, either get out of it or get into it. If you have to do it from a position of joy. Find something fun about doing it. Find something that is growth oriented about doing it. Otherwise, don't do it. But why in the world do it resenting the fact that you're doing it? I mean, you could do it joyful in the moment, but also making plans to get out of it. That's perfectly workable. I'm doing this right now. I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I'm having fun doing it, but I really want to change. Do it that way, and you don't have as much resistance. So that magic formula thing, if you will just embrace the gratitude part of it, you automatically win. Do you get that? That you start where most people think they're going to finish. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that today, because I would love you to offer me questions about this. You're really going to understand what I'm saying if you're one of these people who is taking the breathing breaks, who's embracing the three gates, who embraces the concept of equality between human beings, racially and in terms of gender. These are to begin to move beyond dualism, to embrace joy, to embrace what is, to ask, what is true, to be loving. You're flirting at the edge there. There are really useful, healthy things there. And I hope that you will task me on this, ask questions. If you enjoyed this, please pass it on. Please give me likes. It's always useful to know what it is that people enjoy. And I've got to get into my day. Bye bye.